Alright, so the Legends Festival 2024 is literally 1 week away as of recording this, and honestly, I hope you guys are excited because it is going to be crazy. But since the Legends Festival is coming up, you guys probably want crystals, and in today's video, I'm going to teach you every way physically possible in Dragon Ball Legends to get as many Chrono Crystals as possible before Legends Festival 2024 starts. How am I going to do that, you might ask? Let me explain. There are going to be 3 main parts of this video, each one being for the experience level of different types of players. For example, the first level is beginners. These are people who have been playing the game for probably less than a year, or even they're just starting the game right now because they're excited for Festival. The next level will be intermediate players. These players have been maybe playing for like maybe a year or two, and they know a lot about the game, but there is some things that they might not know. And level 3 is for expert players. These are players like me who have been playing the game since it came out, like 3 to 6 years long, and they know pretty much everything. But these challenges are the most difficult, that is why they're in the expert class. And don't worry, I will put timestamps for each of these levels and the conclusion of the levels, so don't worry, that's on you. But I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you guys find it helpful, because I know everyone needs Chrono Crystals, and let's just hop right into it.
You do well to savor this unique power while you can.
Alright guys, so following the intro, we are going to be starting off with the beginner methods on how to get Chrono Crystals in Dragon Ball Legends. Man, I'm excited for Legends Festival, so let's just hop right into this video. The first, the most efficient, the fastest, and the best way to get any Chrono Crystals for any different skill level of the entire game is the story mode. So let's hop over to story mode. This, I can tell you with utmost certainty, this is the best possible way to get Chrono Crystals in Dragon Ball Legends. I don't even have it done yet. I still need to finish the last little bit I have left. But this literally is, I guarantee you guys, the best method to getting Chrono Crystals in Dragon Ball Legends. It's just insane. So, there is about 16 parts to it so far. It's ongoing, like every couple weeks, maybe every couple months. They do update it a little bit, and you can get a little bit more of Chrono Crystals. But this, again, this is the beginner section of the video. So, this is for people who are whether just starting or they only have less than a year of experience. They most likely have not completed the entire story. So, for those who haven't completed it, I want you guys to get through it an entire way. So, a little few tips I have for you. I'm not going to go over how to do story mode or any of these methods besides the ones that need explaining, just because this is going to be a lengthy video and I want to get through it with you guys. But what I would recommend is using one team for the entire story. So what I usually do is, I can go check it right now for you guys. I have a story team that I specifically use every time I do story. And what I do for it is I obviously use Shallot, which is the main character of the story. And then I use all 5 different element factors. So I choose the strongest character I have from each element factor. As you guys can see, I haven't updated it in a while, but this is what it was back in Anniversary. My strongest purple unit was G4. My strongest green unit was Omega Shenron. My strongest red unit was CMZ. My strongest blue unit was Fusing Vegito Blue. Or no, Fusing Vegito, sorry. And my strongest yellow unit was Fusing Gogeta Blue. So, what I recommend for you guys is to get a team with every single color, your best character from each color, get Shallot on the team as well, and then just run through the entire story, completing all the challenges as you go. They are a little bit lengthy, but if you guys start to do them all like I did, you guys can see right here, I literally have all of them done. It adds up Chrono Crystals fast. So what I want you guys to do is make that team for me. And if you haven't completed story mode, get through the entire story mode. Go through all of them, complete all the challenges. And I promise you, you will get so many Chrono Crystals. This is the best method of all time in Dragon Ball Legends to get Chrono Crystals. And yeah, if you guys haven't completed story, go complete it. That is the first thing that we are doing for the beginner methods of Chrono Crystal grinding. On to the second thing. Let's go. So the second way for beginners and literally every single level to get Chrono Crystals is the daily missions. Now these are a little bit lengthy, like they do take a lot of time, but if you consistently get them on a daily basis, it will start to add up, trust me guys. The reason I'm putting this in the beginners is because, yes, every single level completes their daily missions, because I'm an expert level and I complete my daily missions, but I do want you all to be aware of this, just because this is a good way to get chrono crystals if you do not know already. So every day there's like 6 challenges. You guys can get it done in like 5 minutes usually. All you have to do is spend 10 energy, I believe, complete a bonus battle, embark on an adventure, and then do either co-op or PvP. And once you get that done, you get a stamp. And every time you get a stamp, it goes towards this chart where there's 14 stamps. And if you complete 14 days or get 14 daily challenges done, you will get a total of 1,000 chrono crystals across those 14 days. So this method is pretty short. I'm not going to explain it too much. Just get your daily missions done every day and you will start to rack up crystals over time. Keep that in your mind, and let's hop on to the third method. So for the third beginner method in today's video, it is going to be, I'd say, a little bit like confusing at first, but once you get the hang of it and once you understand it, it is probably the fastest way to get chrono crystals. The story mode is the best and the most way to get chrono crystals, but I would say this is probably the fastest method to get chrono crystals. And the only reason I'm putting this in the beginner section is because usually either intermediate players and especially expert players already have this done, so I am going to keep it in the beginner players just for people who don't know about this already. So the thing that I need you guys to do is soul boost every single one of your characters. Now this might sound crazy. You're like, Kaizen, what? You want me to soul boost every character I own? Yes. And the reason being is Dragon Ball Legends likes to give you a certain amount of chrono crystals every single time you soul boost a character, or shall I say every time you get a soul panel. So if we were to just go on this random green gap, Captain Ginyu, each one of these little things that you unlock, like each one of these, the strike attack plus 410, the strike defense plus 345, each one of these is counted as a soul panel. And every time you get 200 of these unlocked, you get at most 20 crystals, I believe, or it's 10. I think it is 10. Every single time you unlock 200 of these little panels, you get 10 chrono crystals. You're probably like, Kaizen, 10 chrono crystals is not a lot. Yes, but the fact that it racks up so quickly is insane. So if you put it into perspective, each character has around 320-ish or 400 like soul panels each. So every single character you soul boost is 20 chrono crystals. Sometimes it's even like 40 or 50. If you soul boost every single one of your characters, you will literally get thousands and thousands and thousands of chrono crystals. Trust me, guys, if you have not soul boosted your entire box, please get it done right now. Every single character in my entire box is soul boosted. Even the characters that say they're not soul boosted just because they're not Zenkai'd, they are all soul boosted to the max, as you guys can see. And yeah, you get about 426 soul panels every single time you soul boost someone to the max. And when you start to rack that up, it goes quickly. So the third method and the fastest method is to soul boost each one of your characters. Yes, it takes a little bit of materials, but once you get the hang of it, it goes by quickly. You rack up crystals. Everyone's happy. So if you have not soul boosted all your characters, please do that. That is the third method in the beginner section. Let's go on to the fourth. Alright, so the fourth method I have in the beginners, and the only reason I have this in the beginners is because it's kind of like a daily thing that you just have to do a skip button for. But we do have the Legends Road. Now, if you are a beginner, these will get you tons and tons of crystals. Like, I'm talking, these are the crap. So what you want to do is go over to the event tab in menu, go to menu, event, then go to special tab. And if you scroll down a little bit, just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit to where you get there, you will eventually end up getting to the Legends Road characters. Now, these are especially good because if you go on any of them and click on a random mission, you'll see that the first time reward gives you chrono crystals. I don't know why they did this, but they did. And literally it is for everyone, especially the red ones. They give you 100 crystals for the first time reward. So if you calculate all this together, you get about like 300 or something every single time you like complete all these missions. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Legends Roads out right now. So if you were to do all of them simultaneously, you'd get about like 2,500 chrono crystals. So that is really, really good. And on top of that, you do get chrono crystals based on how many stars you get each of these characters to. And all you have to do to get the more stars is every day go to these missions, click on them. Once you have the gold star, which means you have all challenges done, all you have to do is hit the skip button and skip, and you will get some Z power for them. Me, obviously, I won't because I already have it maxed out. But if you are new and you haven't done this yet, check this out. Go to all the Legends roads, complete them all, complete all the gold stars, and skip ticket them every single day, and you will eventually get them to 14 stars, and you will get Chrono Crystals over time by doing so. So this is technically a beginner method to me, just because you only have to do it once a day, just the little skip tickets. But besides that, it is a little bit challenging because you do got to get the gold stars for everything. But besides that, there you guys go. That is the 4th method for beginners. On to the 5th and final. Alright, so the final beginner method to getting Chrono Crystals, which I think is the easiest method, not out of them, but like I think is an easy method to be in the beginners, is the co-op. Now you guys are probably wondering why the co-op, blah, 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 because it doesn't give you many crystals, I'll say that, but it can rack up over time. So all you really have to do is just do each co-op once a day. You don't really have to have the best characters, because as long as you have one of the battle bonus characters, you could probably just beat the best one, like the extreme one. And all you gotta do is beat it once a day, and then over time you'll get these medals, as you can see right there. I have 4,277 of them, and if you go to the exchange shop, I don't have it anymore because I already exchanged it, but there will be 300 Chrono Crystals to exchange right there for 1,500 of these coins each. So as long as you can get 4,500 of the coins, you will be able to get 300 Chrono Crystals. Plus there are missions that are out, which I'll show you guys right now. Right here, you can get up to 200 from that too. Plus you get the Chrono Crystals from the missions themselves, like the little missions in the actual co-op, like these right here. So honestly, it's not a best Chrono Crystal grind method, but it is a method and it is pretty easy, so I am going to put it in the beginners. But that is going to wrap it up for the beginner section. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this if you are a beginner. On to the intermediate ones, which are for players which have like 1 to 2 years of experience. So yeah, let's just hop right into it. Alright guys, so now we are going to be hopping into the intermediate level, 1 to 2 year experience level, ways to get Chrono Crystals in Dragon Ball Legends. I don't want to waste your time, let's just hop right into it. The first method I have for you guys, which is very well known but it is semi-difficult, are the Zenkai Rush battles. So these come out every single time a new character gets a Zenkai, and all you have to do pretty much is have the good characters. That is why I put it in the intermediate level, because you have to have the characters or else it will be insanely difficult, because if you don't have the battle bonus characters, it's insanely difficult. So that's the only reason why I put it here. You get 300 Chrono Crystals, I believe, and all you gotta do is beat 30 stages. If you have the battle bonus characters, you most likely can just skip to the 25th stage and then just beat 6 stages and you're done. But if you don't have the battle bonus characters, it is pretty difficult and it will take a while. But that is the first intermediate level challenge. On to the second one. Let's go. So the second intermediate challenge I do have for you guys, or not challenge, way to grind Chrono Crystals, is the original series. Now you guys are probably wondering, why is this an intermediate? The reason why I put this in intermediate level is because it takes a while and it's a very tedious grind. You have to do specific challenges, you have to do a bunch of specific challenges, and it takes a while. Yes, beginners can still do this. I'm not saying this is not for beginners. If you're a beginner and you're still watching, please do this. If you haven't, you can get literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 Chrono Crystals from doing this. So let's just get into it. So there is 5 of these. I don't really have to explain it much, but there are 5 of the original series. There are 2 that constantly swap out, but we don't really worry about those right now. Just focus on these 5. The Frieza one, the Ginyu Force one, the Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz one. All these each give you 1,000 Chrono Crystals, plus all the Chrono Crystals you get from doing each of the levels. So each one, if you do all of them and complete all the challenges, you do get about like 8,000 Chrono Crystals, I believe. So this is probably one of the best methods in the game to do, but it is tedious. It does take a while. That's why I put it intermediate. There are Z missions for them. I can't show you them because I already completed them, but that is actually how you get the 1,000 Chrono Crystals, by doing the Z missions. So do those if you haven't. Do these if you haven't. Get them done. Get the thousands of Chrono Crystals, and that is the second intermediate challenge or Chrono Crystal method I have. On to the third one. Let's go. Alright guys, so the third intermediate challenge I have to do to get Chrono Crystals in Dragon Ball Legends is Legends Battle Royale. The only reason I put it here also is because you do have to be good at PvP. You have to have the characters that are for the specific Battle Royale. It's a little bit of a process, but if you get the hang of it and if you are good at PvP, you can get up to 300 Chrono Crystals from every single Battle Royale. They usually happen every 2 weeks on Friday to Friday. It's usually a week long, and all you have to do is win 6 battles with the selected team that it says you have to use. And that's how you get 300 Chrono Crystals. It's pretty straightforward. You just gotta win 6 matches, get 6 of the medals, and get 300 Chrono Crystals for 2 medals each. And yeah, that's it. Just be good at PvP, have the right team to do it with. On to the next method. Alright, so the next method I have for you guys for intermediate players is the PvP medal system. So honestly, this could also go for all the different like levels, but I did put it intermediate because it's kind of in the middle. So all you really have to do is win a bunch of PvP or just play a bunch of PvP, specifically the ranked mode, and you will end up getting whatever medals are for the specific PvP season, and you will be able to get Chrono Crystals with those coins. Plus, you will be able to get Chrono Crystals from just like doing stuff over time with PvP. So stay tuned for that because that is going to be an expert method. But if you can get good at PvP and you win a bunch of matches, you will rapidly gain these crystals or these coins, and you will be able to trade these in the exchange shop for Chrono Crystals. That is the next method. I'll see you on the next. So the next method I have for you guys for intermediate players, and this is actually an intermediate challenge level. You will have to be pretty good at the game for this, but it is the Legends ranking. So every month, from the first of the month to the last day of the month, you do have the Legends ranking system. You gain points by just completing challenges. As you can see, I only have 2 challenges left, but as you complete them, you do rack up points, and the more points you have, the higher you place, and you can get up to 300 Chrono Crystals every month. Sometimes they double the rewards where you get 600 Chrono Crystals per month, but usually most of the time it's 300. And this is just an intermediate method because you do have to be semi-decent at the game and get the challenges done quick so you can be high ranked and you can get those 300 juicy Chrono Crystals. So that is the method of Legends ranking for intermediate. On to the next one. Alright, so the final method I have for intermediate players, which is the only reason it's in intermediate, is because you do have to be good with equipments and you have to understand the concept of equipments a lot, but it is a very decent method at the end of the day, is to be able to roll and equip. I believe what it says is roll a Z equip or higher this amount of times. And basically what you want to do with this is get an equip specifically that has a 3rd slot that has multiple different layers. So for example, not this one. I gotta find G4's equip. It's somewhere right here. If I can find it real quick, give me a sec. Here it is. You want to get an equipment just like this where the 3rd slot has a specific like lettering. It's not really like percentages of stuff, it is lettering. And what you want to do is you want to get the 1st slot red, and you want to get the 3rd slot or the 2nd slot to where the equip is Z or higher. All you want to do is get the equip to a Z level or higher by getting the first 2 slots to a certain amount, whatever amount it requires, to get the equip to Z. Once you do that, all I want you guys to do is spam reroll the last slot. It doesn't matter if you get red, just keep spinning it, keep spinning it, keep spinning it, and you will eventually spam repeat the quest to upgrade an equipment to Z or higher this many times. And it goes up to a peak. It does peak at some point, but I do believe you can get 3,000 to 4,000 Chrono Crystals from this. So once again, just to go over it again, all you want to do is get equip like this where the 3rd slot is letters, not numbers, and get the equip to Z or higher with the first 2 slots, and then spam reroll the last slot so you keep on like completing the quest to get it to 0 or higher, and eventually you will complete a bunch of those quests and you will get a bunch of crystals over time. So that is a pretty intermediate level like challenge to do, but it does work very efficiently if you do know how to do it. But yeah, that is it for the intermediate challenges. On to the 3rd and final level, which is the expert level. Let's hop right into it. As you probably guessed it, the first level of expert that I'm going to give you, the first method, is going to be placing high in PvP. This might scare a bunch of y'all because it is very difficult to place high in PvP, but the rewards are very, very worth it. I can talk from experience because you guys can see in this corner right here, I do have 9 God ranks, so I think I could say I know what I'm doing. But the more you place God rank, not even God rank, the more you place high enough, you will get a decent amount of crystal. The reason this is an expert is because it does take a high amount of skill level to be able to place this high. So if we go into ranking reward, you will see that the higher you place, the more Chrono Crystals you will get. So if you were to have 5,800 RP, like all the way down to 0, you would only get 100 Chrono Crystals. But say if you got 13,000 to 11,000, you would get 300 Chrono Crystals. And the higher you place, like in the top world, is how much Chrono Crystals you will get in general. So Usually I try to say go for the top 10,000 because if you look from here, if you're 10,001 through 30,000, you get 400 chrono crystals. But if you were to place 10,000 through 6,000, you would get 800. That's almost 1,000, and the rewards are worth it. So what I recommend is just place in the top 10,000. You can get up to 900 through 800 chrono crystals, and if you get in the top 1,000, you do get 1,000 juicy chrono crystals. But I do recommend just going for the top 10k. It's a lot easier, and you do get a decent amount of chrono crystals from it anyway. And if you do place in the top 10k, there's more than likely a chance that you do place high in your group ranking. And the higher you place in your group ranking, the more chrono crystals you get. For example, if you were to place 51 or lower in your group rank, you'd get 100 chrono crystals. But if you were to place in the top 20, you would get 200. So try to go for the very high spots in your group, as well as try to place for the top 10 for like the actual ranking rewards. And you could get around like 1,200 chrono crystals every season. Really, really good. I do recommend trying to place top 10,000 and get really high in your group ranking. That is the first expert level like challenge / method. On to the second one. Let's go. So the second method I want to introduce to y'all is the Tournament of Power. I am literally in the middle of my Tournament of Power, so don't even like bring it, like don't even like ask. But the Tournament of Power is one of the best ways to get chrono crystals. It resets every 2 weeks, and if you get into Z rank and you get max like into the top rankings, you will accumulate around 1.5k CC, which is actually pretty good. So if you guys can place this high, if you can get into Z rank and you can like follow a guide, which by the way I will get into a sec, you will be able to get 1,500 chrono crystals every single season, every 2 weeks, and it's very, very helpful. So I don't really know much about Tournament of Power. I'm not going to explain how to do it at all, but if you want to know how to get very good like rankings and teams and all that for Tournament of Power, I'm going to put it up on screen right now. Go watch Azdeek's guides. He posts them every single Tournament of Power. Shout out to Azdeek. He's a goated creator. I always watch his guides for Tournament of Power, and he is actually very well like knowledge on the topic. So I can't personally tell you how to do Tournament of Power like that, but go watch Azdeek's channel. He posts guides every single time a Tournament of Power resets, and he does help you guys get to the max rank you can. So go check out Azdeek. The Tournament of Power is the next method. He gets around 1,500 chrono crystals every 2 weeks onto the third expert level. Let's go. So the third expert level plan I do have for you guys is not really expert. I forgot to put it earlier in the video, so I'm putting it here now, is the missions plan. So every 2 weeks it does reset. It's not like for everyone at the same time, but every 2 weeks since you start one, it does reset. And you can get up to 500 chrono crystals for free if you do choose the highest level. I think there's different levels. I think one of them you get 100. I think the other one you get 300. And then if you choose the Battle Lovers plan, you do get 500 chrono crystals for free every 2 weeks. And if you spend $8 USD, you do get an extra 1,500 for a total of 12,000 altogether. Really, really nice. Do your mission plan every 2 weeks. As you guys can see, mine is pretty much done. I'm just waiting for it to reset in 4 days. But besides that, I recommend choosing the hardest one. It's really not that hard. It just has longer challenges that take a little bit longer. But besides that, you can get it done necessarily quick. Do it every single time it resets. Get those chrono crystals. And on to the next method for expert. Let's go. So the second to last expert method I do have for you guys is these little ones that you guys can find in the special tab. Again, event, special, it's these. The reason I have these in expert is because you do need stars on characters. That is the main reason why I have them in expert. As you guys can see, there's 3 battles for every single different character, and you have to have specific characters at specific star levels. And if you don't have them at those specific star levels, you cannot do that battle. But if you do have the required character at the specific star level and you do complete the battle, you do get 50 chrono crystals, and there are a decent amount in each one. I think there's 4 characters with 3 battles for each, so that's 12 battles times 5 is around 600 chrono crystals for each one. Really, really good. So there's 600 for each. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 times 600 is 4,200 chrono crystals in total if you are able to complete every single one of these. Really, really good method. It is expert because you have to have each character at a specific star level. As you can see, it says you need it at 4 stars or higher. And then if I go to the 3rd stage of each character, you do have to have them at 14 stars. So it is pretty difficult to have every character for all these quests at 14 stars. But if you do, you are able to get 150 Chrono Crystals from each character you have 14 stars. But yeah, that is the second to last expert method I do have for y'all. The last one, let's get into it right now. Alright, so the last expert method I do have for you guys is the hardest out of all of them. This method is so hard, even I struggle to do it. But if you are fortunate enough, you are able to do this method. All you have to do is press menu, shop, and then all you gotta do is buy. Alright, so with all the methods we learned today, I just want this part to be a conclusion, just to go over everything I showed you guys, and just to see if I missed anything. So, for the beginner section, we did go over story mode, daily missions, soul boosting all your characters, using the Legends Road characters, and doing the co-op. For intermediate challenges / methods, we did the Zenkai Towers, Original Series, Battle Royale, PvP Exchange Shop with medals, getting Z or higher equips, and the missions plans, and the Legends ranking. And then for expert, we got the high placing in PvP, Tournament of Power, episode battles, and buying CC from the shop. That is going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope this video was helpful for y'all. If it was, consider hitting the like and subscribe button. It helps my channel out a lot. And also comment down below if I missed any methods that were blatantly obvious, or they're little hidden methods that I may have not know of and you guys do. So comment those down below. But with that being said, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace!